The Walt Disney Company has a lot of bad ideas. Add another one to the list. They are reportedly working on creating a prequel to the classic Die Hard film starring Bruce Willis. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. With that out of the way, let's get into this here. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. Disney rumored to create a new Die Hard prequel film. Previous efforts have been stuck in development hell for over a decade. Indeed. But first, let's get to this latest rumor. It comes from Daniel Rickman via Jeff Snyder's The In Snyder newsletter. I kind of like that name. It's pretty good. Kudos on that. But Snyder says in his newsletter, Daniel Rickman claims there's a Die Hard prequel in the works again over at 20th Century Studio. So literary reps, start pitching your clients, and don't be surprised if that franchise becomes a priority for the studio in the new year. He added the IP is simply too valuable to sit on a shelf, and with Bruce Willis sidelined due to health problems, the tough decision of whether to bring him back for one last ride has been made for them. So clearly they are going to recast Bruce Willis in this film. And there's a number of options that they could use. Snyder recommends Alan Rickman if they want to continue the Die Hard franchise as like where Bruce Willis left off. He also recommends the guy from Top Gun Maverick who played Hangman. I'm blanking on his name right now. I think his name's Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell just came to me as the guy to play John McClane in this prequel film. I hope the film doesn't get made at all. I think this is absolutely terrible idea. I don't think you make Die Hard without Bruce Willis. And I think seems like there's people in Hollywood that might agree because a Die Hard prequel sequel film has basically been in the works since 2013. Collider reported that a sixth film in the franchise titled Die Hardest was in the works by scriptwriter Ben Treblecook. Treblecook would inform What Culture about the film, telling the outlet McClane is invited to Tokyo by the Nakatomi Corporation to be commended for his bravery and efforts in saving 36 lives, celebrating this on the 30th anniversary of the Nakatomi hostage crisis. It's by no means Black Rain, perhaps a slight rising sun type tone. He added, it's also not a double act buddy-buddy story. McClane began on his own and should end on his own. Of course, he's had assistants in various guises aiding him in his ventures, but it's not Lethal Weapon or a Jackie Chan film. He further detailed McClane is a gunslinger, a now retired, worn out, tired, busted, and broken cowboy. Everything he's been through has to be taken into account. Yes, it's a movie, but he isn't invincible. He was never Bond. That's what was so appealing to me with Bruce's character. He got hurt. I see the first one as a drama with elements of action. It took its time to set up the story and unfold great characters. I believe I got that, and also what I call the hose reel moment. When McClane in the first Die Hard leaped off the building with a fire hose before it went kaboom. In the second, he ejects himself from the plane when he's surrounded by grenades. And in the third, he's shot out the tunnel through the air with a gush of water. I've got that hose reel moment as well as that cringing glass pulling from the feet type scene. Yeah, to my story being set in Japan, obviously has Nakatomi playing an extremely significant role in a way that, well, it's John McClane in Japan. And if you've seen any Japanese movies or at least know anything about their culture at all, you know it would have a lot of potential to be nuts. It's not Ichi the Killer, but it is crazy and as real as you can get in these realms. It's violent, but not over the top, nor unnecessarily Looney Tune like Olympus. It's well-researched, faithful to the franchise, yet giving a possible audience such a refreshing punch to the face. They'll be saying, wow, I really wasn't expecting that. So he was really hyped on it. He also said that Samuel L. Jackson's Zeus would be in the film. He says Zeus played a major part in McClane's life. They went through a lot together. They would certainly, without a doubt, still be in contact. Guy I know still wrote the 51st State with Sam the Man. I put the idea to him, and he said Sam would probably love to have a sword in a movie. That's how you could woo him too. In 2015, Deadline reported that director Len Weissman and producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura were working on a sixth installment of the franchise they were calling Die Hard Year One. They were seeking a screenwriter, seemingly indicating that Treblecook's script had been shelved. That guy's got a really hard name to pronounce there. The idea at the time was to have Willis reprise his role as John McClane, but for it to also be a prequel. Deadline explained basically Bruce Willis will bookend a storyline that will set much of the action in 1979 when McClane was a cop in gritty New York and showing how he became a die-hard kind of guy. The film would be retitled to McClane in 2018. It would eventually be scrapped once Disney purchased 20th Century Fox. We had Di Bonaventura tell Slash Film in April 2019. I don't know what's going to happen there. It's really up to them because obviously now they're owned by Disney. My sense is that we won't know much about it for a while they debate whatever they're debating. I don't know enough about their plans to have any point of view. He did say they like our script. So, uh, like I said, I think this is an absolutely terrible idea, but I do think this might be an indicator that we are seeing Hollywood shift their perspective and getting back to kind of the basics. These '80s action films, '80s '90s action films that were extremely popular, and so we might see that. Die Hard obviously being one of them, but it does look like they still have sequelitis, prequelitis, franchise-itis. Can't make anything really new. I still think this is an absolutely terrible idea. Doing Die Hard without Bruce Willis is just stupid. But those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.